Hi guys. Sorry that I can't be there today, but hopefully this will work out. No technical problems. I'm not going to bank on that though. Anyway, today we're talking about enzymes. Last week I told you that uh, there was still one section left in chapter 2 that we really needed to get to know, and that was enzymes. And we might get to ATP. We'll see. But right off the bat, and I need you to be ready to push pause for this video, because I need to go faster to save recording time. I need to go faster than you're probably going to be able to keep up with. So as far as following along in the note packet that you've got, filling everything in, you're going to need to be able to push pause occasionally, okay? All right, so first of all, I would like you to turn to page 50 in your textbook. So obviously this is where you push pause and open up your textbooks to page 50. Once you're there, I'd like you to just read along with me. Notice the key questions. What happens to chemical bonds during chemical reactions? So we've talked about chemical reactions, Ben, and I told you that when you're rearranging atoms, so obviously you're breaking and making bonds, and we're going to talk about those bonds in chemical reactions. And how do energy changes affect whether a chemical reaction will occur? So what that's saying is, how do changes in energy, like how much energy is needed for a chemical reaction to happen, in other words. And so we're going to talk about that. And then what role do enzymes play in living things, and what affects their function? So this is where we actually get into enzymes, because we have to keep talking about chemical reactions, because enzymes help those chemical reactions happen. So what affects these enzymes? How do they work? That's what we're talking about today. And then what I'd like you to do here also is just pay attention. We're going to look through these, and we'll come back one by one and get these vocabulary. But to get started, we're going to be looking for what is a chemical reaction, what is a reactant, and what is a product. And those three are all reviewed from the last 3 sections of this chapter. The new ones are going to be activation energy, catalyst, enzyme, and substrate. So these are going to be the new words that we're going to look for, and it's going to be very important that you know these words and be able to identify them in a picture. Okay, so let's get started. What I'd like you to do is, because this first part about chemical reactions is review, I want you to push pause and read page 50 as a class. Take turns reading a couple of sentences, or pick one person to read a paragraph, whatever works best. And then the first 3 vocabulary words are in that first page. So as you read it together, fill in the definitions for those vocabulary words. So this is where you would push pause once again. Okay? So you got the definitions for those first three words. So let's go back and take a look here. Let's write those down or double check them. Hopefully you had, for a chemical reaction, a process that changes one set of chemicals into another. So we did that. We're changing these molecules and rearranging them into another set of molecules. The reactant then is the elements or compounds that enter a reaction. So every time, they're the ones that we start with on the left-hand side of the reaction. And then the products are what we end up with, or the elements or compounds produced by a chemical reaction. And if you think, produced, production, so yes. But think about the reactants are the things that react to make the products. I don't know, I think the words are self-explanatory. Okay, so let's get back to where we were here. So you guys should already know the reactants and the products. So here's the reactants on one side of our equation, and here are our products. And if we take a look on page 50, one of the examples that it talked about was with our blood. So in this particular reaction that you were reading about, carbon dioxide was our reactant, plus hot water was also a reactant, and this gave us carbonic acid. So what we were seeing that is, this is actually a chemical reaction, getting rid of carbon dioxide. So what happens is, as carbon dioxide enters the blood, it reacts with water to produce carbonic acid. There's our chemical equation. This reaction enables the blood to carry carbon dioxide to the lungs. Now, if we didn't have this capability, carbon dioxide would build up in our blood. That would be really bad. And so in this animation, you'll see that there's actually an enzyme, is what that is, that helps make it happen faster. So I'm going to push pause, and I'm going to have you guys watch the video called I think it's carbon dioxide, what did I call it? Let me check here a second. Carbon dioxide transport. So watch the video called Carbon Dioxide Transport. And once you've done that, then go to video 2, Mrs. Rice video 2. Okay? Thanks.